how we interact with handheld machines like our phones or our Tamagotchis is reflexive of how we interact with other humans. Sherry Turkle wrote in Alone Together, Ralph Waldo Emerson described dreams and beasts as two keys by which we are to find out the secrets of our nature. They are our test objects. If Emerson had lived today, he would have seen the sociable robot as our new test object. Poised in our perception between inanimate program and living creature, this new breed of robot provokes us to reflect on the difference between connection and relationship, involvement with an object and engagement with a subject. These robots are evocative. Understanding how people think about them provides a view onto how we think about ourselves. It all began when children met the seductive Tamagotchis and Furbies, the first computers that asked for love. Currently, most of our social interactions are initiated with these machines like a laptop to check Facebook or a smartphone. We form a relationship with a device in which we maintain relationships with, and soon the medium becomes the message. The mechanical device can represent the spirit of the person who programmed the game or sent a message.
How old were you when you got a Tamagotchi, Furby, Game Boy, or any other handheld game?
Well, I had all of the above at some point in time. I think it was like second grade.
Second grade when I got a Game Boy Color, and I played it constantly. I think I had Pokemon Red. It was the best game ever.
So I got a Tamagotchi when I was in kindergarten. Furbies were around 7 and 8, and I got a Game Boy when I was 9.
I also had a Tamagotchi, I think probably around the same time. I probably had about 4 of them. And then I remember in middle school there was like a new craze about Tamagotchis and everyone had them again, so I just carried them around constantly.
How did you feel about it?
It was the most possibly entertaining thing that you could do at that age.
I don't think I grasped what the actual concept behind the Tamagotchi was. I did not care one bit about it, and I think I let it die. The Furbies were kind of off-putting a little bit. They were really loud. They were even loud when they were sleeping. So I remember like always having to take out the batteries.
Did you carry around that handheld device? How often did you play with it?
Mostly I played with Game Boy Color, with Pokemon and Tamagotchis, and I had them with me always, constantly.
I carried it around all day and played it all during school, even when I wasn't supposed to. And then after school, when I got home.
How old were you when you got your first cellular phone, and what kind was it?
I was going into middle school, so I was 12. And I had a Samsung flip phone from Verizon, really cool.
17. It was like a Samsung flip phone that I bought with my own money because my parents would let me have one.
I was like 14, and it was really terrible. It was like a flip phone.
How old were you when you first accessed an online messenger like AIM, chat rooms, or online message boards? What were they?
I was really young. I remember getting my first screen name when I was in first grade, so I was 6 or 7. I went on AIM every single day. Freaking Neopets. I went on chat rooms in Neopets.
It was really early. I think I was like 10. I had older siblings, so they had AIM, and my sister was really into AIM. And I remember my brother using it to cyberbully people.
Have you ever spoken to a chatbot or Smarter Child, and how did you realize that it was a computer? How was that process?
It was novel at first, but then after a few minutes, and when you're able to predict what it says, it's not fun anymore.
I have spoken to Smarter Child, yes, himself or herself. I remember thinking, oh, that's pretty good, this robot really knows what to say to everything. I remember saying dirty things to it to get it to provoke it or whatever.
At this age, when you were using AIM, did you communicate with people more on Messenger that are texting rather than in person?
I never communicated more on Messenger than in person. It's always been in person more than anything.
No, I only did it sometimes after school, and probably about the same frequency that I talked to people on the phone.
How old were you when you first signed up for Facebook or other media sites, and for what purpose?
I signed up for Facebook in 8th grade, so I was probably about 13. I signed up for MySpace before that. I was probably 11 when I signed up for MySpace. And then Facebook started being a thing when we were in high school. My sister made me sign up because she had to get one for college, and she was like, I don't want to be the only one on this, so now you have one. I was like, what the hell am I going to do with this? And then now everyone's addicted to it.
I got MySpace when I was 14, so it was like, I got it because my sister had it, and we were both emo kids who went to a lot of shows, which is where we found out about it, and was pretty much just keeping up with the scene, pretty much, and then I didn't have it for a while, and then I got Facebook when I was 16, because I went to a summer program where a lot of people had it.
If you could talk about the differences you had when talking with your friends online versus the friends you had offline.
I don't know, I never made that connection. I like talking to friends that I know in real life online just because it's easier sometimes than like always talking to them in real life. I guess I've made a few friends online because of Tumblr, but before Tumblr I never really understood how people knew people from online.
I didn't have any exclusively online friends. Like the only people that I talked to online were people that I knew in real life, and it was just another convenient way to contact them.
Do you currently speak to people more on social media platforms?
At this point, I would probably say yes. I think I definitely talk to people more on social media than on the telephone, because I don't call anyone anymore. Who uses phones?
No, but I do more than I used to. And there's some people now that I can only speak to on social media platforms just because they live far away.
Have you ever used sites like Chatroulette or Omegle? What was your experience with it, and did you communicate with anybody in particular?
Yeah, we met some cool people sometimes that would like stay on with us and like actually talk. Like I've been in a group of people and met another group of people, and like we all just stay on forever. And yeah, we met some people that we got along with, but you know, there's also people that are horrible and gross on there as well. So it's just sort of like a grab bag.
I did it with my roommate freshman year, and I don't know if this is different, but it used to just people who were just jerking off all the time. So it was like you would go in chat roulette expecting to have some kind of like, you know, novel experience with a friendly stranger, and it was just like over and over and over again as people jerking off.
Do you currently play with handheld games and devices? Do you consider your smartphone to be similar to the way you treated a Tamagotchi or a Game Boy?
Yes, a lot. It's a problem. I have a Nintendo 3DS and also PSP. I definitely treat my phone a lot better than my Tamagotchi. My Tamagotchi died like once a week. If my phone died once a week, that would be way too much money. We would have a problem.
My smartphone, I don't play my smartphone like a game, with the exception of Candy Crush. And, you know, just generally I use it for email more than anything else, but I occasionally text with it.
I guess in a sense, but that's kind of a stretch for me.
Have you ever heard of the singularity?
No. Is that like a technology term?
It's like the point where like you can't tell a computer is not a person anymore.
I don't know. It sounds like science fiction. I don't really care.